Okay, Financial Math, Grade 12, Exam Questions, November 2022, Paper 1. This is question 6 from DBE. Okay, this is the question 6 from November 2022 from DBE. The total is 14 marks. Okay, let's get started on the next slide. Let me get the question again. Question 6 from November 2022. Okay, this is the question. Question 6 from November 2022 from DBE. Okay, question 6, 6.1, 12,000 rent was invested in a fund that paid interest at M% per annum compounded quarterly. After 24 months, the value of the investment was 13,459 rand. Determine the value of M. 4 marks. Okay, 6.1. 12,000 is invested once off, and then after 24 months, the value of the investment is 13,459. Okay, you can see you don't have regular payment of money over a period of time. Okay, if you have that situation, you are going to use the future value formula, but you don't have that situation. Okay, 12,000 is invested once off. Okay, so you are going to use the compound interest formula. Okay, the compound interest formula. You can see there is an increase. Okay, from 12,000 to 13,459. Okay, there is an increase. So you are going to use the compound interest formula. Okay, so your initial amount is 12,000. Okay, so this is P. P is equal to 12,000, and your final amount is 13,459. Okay, the final amount is A. Okay, 13,459. And another piece of information is N is equal to 24 months. Okay, 24 months. You can see we have compounded quarterly. Okay, if you have compounded monthly, you are going to leave N as 24 months. Okay, but you have compounded quarterly. Okay, let's convert this. This is equal to 2 years. Okay, 2 years. So N is equal to 2 years. Okay, if you have compounded monthly, you're going to leave it as 24 months. Okay, if you have it written as compounded monthly, you're going to leave N in months. Now, determine the value of M. 4 marks. Okay, determine the value of M. If you can find I, you're going to find the value of M. Okay, so let's plug everything that we have into the formula. So A is equal to this. This is equal to P is equal to this, and in bracket you have 1 plus I is over 4 because you have compounded quarterly. Okay, you close your bracket. N is equal to 2. Okay, 24 months is 2 years. Okay, so you have 2 times 4 because this is compounded quarterly. Okay, remember that, times 4 because this is compounded quarterly. You divide I by 4 because this is compounded quarterly. Okay, now if we can determine the value of I, we are going to determine the value of M, because the question says 12,000 was invested in a fund that paid interest at M% per annum. Okay, at M% per annum compounded quarterly. Okay, so if you can determine I, you are going to determine the value of M easily. Okay, so let's carry on. Now you are going to divide by 12,000 on both sides so that you can have this part on its own. Okay, so this side you have this divided by 12,000. This is equal to, you are going to be left with this. Okay, you have 1 plus I over 4. You close your bracket to the power of 8. Okay, this is 8. You are going to take the 8th root on both sides. Okay, you are going to take the 8 fruit on both sides so that you can get rid of the 8, which is the exponent. Okay, so you take the 8 fruit on this side and then the 8 fruit on this side. Okay, so what you do on the right, you also do it on the left. So when you take the 8 fruit on the right side, you are going to be left with 1 plus I over 4. Okay, so 8 and 8, they cancel when you take the 8 fruit on the right side. This is equal to, what do you have on the left side? Let's see. On the left side, so you have the 8 fruit of this. Okay, this is equal to this. Let's avoid this number. Okay, let's avoid this number. So we are going to leave it like this. Okay, let's avoid that number. Okay, so we are going to leave it like this. Now let's carry on. You can take the one to the left. Okay, you are going to have this minus 1. When you take the one to the left, you are going to have minus 1. This is equal to I over 4. Okay, so now you have this. Okay, remember, negative 1 is not inside the 8 fruit. Okay, negative 1 is not inside the 8 fruit. Okay, let's carry on. Now, to solve for I, you are going to multiply by 4 on both sides. When you multiply by 4, this side, 4 and 4 will cancel, and you're also going to multiply by 4 on the left side. So when you multiply by 4, you're going to have I is equal to, you also multiply this by 4. Okay, let's use our calculator. So I have this, I'm going to put it in bracket and then multiply by 4. So I have the 8 fruits of this. Okay, remember, negative 1 is not inside the 8 fruit. Okay, so you have to separate like this. Okay, you can see negative 1 is not inside the 8 fruit. Okay, don't make that mistake. Okay, you close your bracket and then you multiply by 4. Okay, because you are multiplying by 4 on both sides so that you can solve for I. So you multiply by 4. Okay, you have everything in bracket and then multiply by 4 so that you can solve for I. Okay, because you are multiplying by 4 on both sides of the equal sign. So you have this. Okay, you are going to have 0.05778. Okay, 0.05778. This is what you have. And now in percentage, this is equal to, you are going to multiply by 100. You are going to have 5.78 rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, to get your answer in percentage. So M is equal to 5.78. 5.78. Okay, M is equal to 5.78 because you have this and percent. Okay, M percent. So this is M. M is equal to 5.78. Okay, so this is the final answer to question 6.1. Now let's carry on. Now 6.2. Okay, 6.2. On 31st January 2022, Tino deposited 1,000 in an account that paid interest at 7.5% per annum compounded monthly. He continued depositing 1,000. Okay, he continued depositing 1,000 on the last day of every month. Okay, at the end of every month. Okay, on the last day of every month, he will make the last deposit on 31st December 2022. Will Tino have sufficient fund in the account on 1st January 2023 to buy a computer that cost 13,000 rand? Justify your answer by means of an appropriate calculation. 4 marks. Okay, so 6.2. Will Tino have sufficient fund in the account on 1st January 2023 to buy a computer that cost 13,000 rand? You can see that 1,000 is invested regularly. Okay, so this is not a situation where an amount is deposited once off. Okay, in this situation, you have 1,000 is invested regularly. You can see that Tino deposited 1,000 in an account that paid interest at 7.5% per annum compounded monthly. He continued, okay, he continued depositing 1,000. So you have 1,000 is deposited regularly over a period of time. So you understand from this situation, you are going to use the future value formula, this one. Okay, so X is equal to 1,000. Okay, this is the payment, 1,000. Okay, and N is equal to Tino started on 31st January, okay, 2022, and the last deposit was paid on 31st December 2022, okay, the same year, 2022. Okay, so you can count this. You have January, end of January, that's 1, end of February, that's 2, end of March, that's 3, until end of December, that's 12. You can count the number of deposits. This is easy. You really don't need to draw a timeline. Okay, you can count the number of deposits in this situation. This is easy. Okay, you have 12 deposits. You can see that from January, end of January, 1, end of February, 2, end of March, 3, end of April, 4, until end of December, 12. Okay, so you don't need to draw a timeline. You have 12 deposits. Okay, so N is equal to 12 deposit. You can see that this is easy. Okay, no need to draw a timeline. Now, you're also given another piece of information. You have the interest is 7.5% per annum compounded monthly. So I is equal to 7.5 divided by 100. You're going to get 0.075 divided by 12 because this is compounded monthly. Okay, you divide by 12 because this is compounded monthly. Now, the question is, will Tino have sufficient funds in the account on 1st January 2023? Okay, one day after. You don't have to worry about this. One day after the last deposit, you don't need to worry about this. There is no growing of money. Okay, the question is to see if he's going to get this amount so that he can afford to buy a computer. We are going to use the future value formula because there is a regular payment of 1,000 over a period of time. So F is equal to X is equal to 1,000. Plug everything that you have into the formula. You are going to have this. F is equal to, let's see, let's use our calculator. So you have this. Okay, so you have 12,421.22 cents. Okay, you can see. So you are going to say Tino will not be able to buy the computer because 12,421.22 cents is less than 13,000. Okay, so this is the final answer to question 6.2. Okay. Okay, let me get the question again. Question 6 from November 2022. This is the question. Okay. 6.3. Now we are going to solve 6.3.1. Okay. 6.3.1. 6.3. Tabo plans to buy a car that costs 250,000 rand. He will pay a deposit of 15% and take out a loan for the balance. The interest on the loan is 13% per annum, compounded monthly. 6.3.1 calculate the value of the loan. 1 mark. Okay, this question is simple. Calculate the value of the loan. So, the value of the car is 250,000 rand. Okay, Tabo is going to pay 15% of this. And then you are going to have the balance. So that will be the value of the loan. So let's calculate 15% of this. This is what Tabo will pay as a deposit. Okay, 15%, you are going to have 15 over 100 times 250,000. This is equal to, when you plug this in your calculator, you are going to get this. So now the balance, the value of the loan, you are going to take this minus this. You are going to have the value of the loan is equal to this. You subtract this from this. Now the remaining will be this. Okay, you can plug in your calculator. You are going to get this. Okay, so this is the balance, the value of the loan. Now 6.3.2, the first repayment will be made 6 months after the loan has been granted. Okay, 6 months after the loan has been granted. The loan will be repaid over a period of 6 years after it has been granted. Calculate the monthly payment. Okay, the loan will be paid over a period of 6 years, and the first payment, the first repayment, will be made 6 months after the loan has been granted. So let's draw our timeline so that you can understand this. Okay. Remember, 6 years. The loan will be paid over a period of 6 years. In 6 years, you are going to have 72 months. Okay, 12 times 6 is equal to 72. So in 6 years, you have 72 months. Okay, because you are told the loan will be repaid over a period of 6 years. Okay, in 6 years, you have 72 months. I hope you know that. So this is a 6-year period timeline. Okay, this is a 6-year period timeline. Okay, so now the first repayment will be made 6 months after the loan has been granted. So 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and then 6 months. Now you have the first payment, okay, or the first repayment, okay. You have the first payment or the first repayment made after 6 months when the loan was granted. The loan was granted day. Okay, the loan is granted. This amount is granted. The value of the loan. Okay, the value of the loan. It's not 250,000. Okay, not 250,000 rand. Because this is the value, the balance after paying 15%. This is the balance remaining. Okay, so the loan is granted there. And then after 6 months, the first payment or the first repayment is made. Okay, you can see that. Normally, when a loan is granted, the first payment is made after 1 month. That is the normal way. So you have the last payment is made at the end of 6 years. Okay, because you are told the loan will be repaid over a period of 6 years. Okay, so the last payment is made at the end of 6 years. Okay, so this is what you have when you read. At the end of 6 years, you have the last payment. Okay, because you have the loan will be repaid over a period of 6 years. Okay, this is the last payment at the end of 6 years. Okay, so when you check, you are going to see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missed payment. Okay, so the first payment was supposed to be made there. Okay, but it's happened that the first payment is made here. Okay, so you have 5 payment missed. Okay, 5 payment. Okay, 5 missed payment. The loan is granted there, and you have 5 payment missed, and on the sixth month, now you have your first payment. Instead of having it here, you have it here. Okay, so the value of the loan will not be the same because you have missed payment. The value of the loan will grow. Okay, will grow using the compound interest formula. So you are going to use the compound interest formula because 5 payment has been missed. So the value of the loan after missed payment. Okay, loan after 5 missed payment, which is P. Remember the present value formula. You have P is equal to, you are going to have this as our initial. So you are going to use the compound interest formula. Okay, the interest on the loan is equal to this. Okay, the interest on the loan is 13% per annum compounded monthly. You divide by 100, you are going to have 0.13 over 12 because this is compounded monthly. You close your bracket to the power of 5. Okay, 5 months. Okay, I hope you know that this is the compound interest formula. Now, this is equal to, when you plug this in your calculator, you have this. Okay, 224, 262, 224, 262, 53 cents. Okay, 53 cents. When you round off to 2 decimal places. Okay, 53 cents. So now this is the new value of the loan after missing 5 payment. Now this is the new value of the loan. This is what we are going to use in our present formula. Now the question is, you can see 6.3.2, the first repayment will be made 6 months after the loan has been granted. Okay, 6 months after the loan has been granted. The loan will be repaid over a period of 6 years. Okay, over a period of 6 years after it has been granted. Okay, after it has been granted. Calculate the monthly installment. Okay, calculate X. You remember X from the present value formula. Okay, this question is 5 marks. Let me close this. We need to calculate X. So the number of payment N is equal to 72 payment first minus 5 which are missed. Okay, minus 5 which are missed. You are going to have 67. Okay, 67 payment. Okay, not 72 payment, but 67 payment because 5 are missed. Okay, and the interest is equal to, remember you have this from the question, 0.13 over 12. Now you are going to use the present value formula. This one. This is what we use when we are talking about the loan, or you have the money right now and you want to calculate X or any other parameter in the formula. Now the question is to find X, the monthly installment. So X is equal to, you are going to take this to the top. Okay, so you are going to have P times this. You take this to the top. Okay, over, you take this to the bottom, right? So you have X is equal to this. This is equal to, you plug everything that you have So this is what you have, okay, when you plug everything into the formula. So x is equal to, plug this in your calculator, you are going to get this, okay, you are going to get this when you plug this in your calculator. Okay, so this is the final answer to question 6.3.2. Okay, until next time, I will talk to you soon.